Hi, my name is Wendy M. Koch, and I'm the author of A Gray Resort, and you're listening to Ghosts in the Valley with Al Cooley.
Okay, today on the show I have Wendy M. Koch. This is her fourth time back. I enjoy every time she's on the show, and each time it's like she has a new book come out. I mean, this lady here, man, she's active.
I am. That's one
So
word.
she's an award-winning author, a mother of two sets of twins, a veteran podcast host of a Juicy Pear podcast.
I don't know. I got a screw loose or something. Something must be wrong with me.
I mean, one set of twins is like, wow. Two sets of twins, whoo.
I know. I'm just that crazy. The problem was is I wanted that third kid.
Well, you got a bonus,
I did. 2 for the price of 1, twice.
Well, I want to welcome back to the show. And
Thank you.
2021, I see your debut book, or 2022?
No, 2019 was A Gray Resort. And by the way, thank you so much for having me on the show. I always have a blast when I'm here with you, Al. So thank you.
Gray Resort.
Yep.
I'm looking back at my past episodes, and I'm like, wow, it's been, what, 4 or 5 years? So 2019. Yeah. I'm thinking, a Gray Resort was such to me like a gemstone. It's like,
oh, thank you.
And they go from the Gray Resort to now, like 3 books later. I mean, you're in the final book of the trilogy.
Yep.
Plus you've had another book out. So we're gonna get on all that. But before we get into your books, I want to talk about what's been happening since last time you've been on the show. It's been a while.
And it has.
You've been busy.
Oh my God, yeah. I've been so busy that I haven't been able to, I'm kind of stepping away a little bit with my podcast. I mean, I love podcasting. I'm not going to quit it altogether, but I couldn't do the 1 episode a week anymore. It got to be a lot. As you know, you've got a ton of downloads, but there's a lot of work that goes into it. You're getting the guest, you're having to find the guest, the market to guest, and then you edit the show. It's a lot to it, right?
Yeah, and being a single host, and because sometimes you have another host, and you when you started, you had another host, a co-host.
Yep.
And sometimes it's easy that way because you can play off each other, or they might hit a different angle that you're hitting at.
Right.
When you're a single host, man, I mean, you got to cover all the bases.
You got to have it all. All cylinders got to be firing, right?
And you got to find the guest, that's going to fit your show, that you as well as I do, that sometimes a guest will just flow. It's like you've known them forever, like you and me. I mean, I knew from the get go that you're, you have a connection. I have a lot of those since starting out. So have you. But then you have the other ones that.
All right, it's like pulling teeth to get info. It's like, why did you even come on the show? Do you know what you're,
I even got pissed off one the other day, and all I'm doing is I was going to be on the show. I didn't want to be like, you're the superstar, and you want me to pay you $100 for 30 minutes. And I was like, well, I'm not doing that.
Okay, I'm so glad you brought this up. This is so off-putting, because what's cool about podcasting, right, is you don't pay for services. That's what makes podcasting cool. When you start charging or expecting money to be on a show, then I feel like it loses its edge, and it's like everybody has a story and everybody, is an expert, quote unquote. So it's like, it's so off-putting. I don't, it might work for some people. I don't like it.
I guess I'm just old school, that you help somebody out and they helping you out. Works both ways.
It works both
I'm
ways.
helping you
Yeah.
promote a book
Right.
podcast or whatever you got
Right.
on a TV show or whatever you're doing, and you're helping me by growing my audience.
Right.
So and the little bit of money I make off of advertisements, and it just
Right.
pays enough to cover
And
the
why would they
bills.
expect? I just don't understand that I can't get wrap my head around that concept. Like, I have to pay you to be on my show. I'm like, okay, they can go elsewhere because I'm not interested. I'm just like, whatever.
I love
Yeah.
your podcast, and I'm glad you're
Oh,
going to be
thank
coming
you.
back because it's been a while since you've had it, and I understand that because you have
Oh
kids
my
that
God.
graduated this year. You have a son that was joined
Yeah.
the military. He's in boot camp. You have uh,
Yeah. You know what?
jumping out of
Al,
airplanes.
yeah. Yeah. He's graduating next week. And we're so excited. My husband and I are going to go down to Missouri. And
Well,
he's at
first of
Fort
all,
Leonard.
I want to interrupt you. I want to
Yeah.
thank you for your
Oh,
service. I want to thank you
oh
and your
gosh.
husband for your service
Oh, you're
and your
welcome.
son now, because he's
Yeah.
following in mom and dad's footsteps. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying?
We're
Yeah.
so, yeah.
Got
Well,
to be proud, man. Got to be a proud mom and proud father.
yeah, we're so excited to
Uh-huh.
see him. I can't wait. And he's going to be combat medic. So we'll
Wow.
see him
Okay.
on family day and then graduation. And I think he very quickly flies out afterwards. So we'll see. But we're going to be down there for a few days next week. And I can't wait. I'm so excited. We've had a few calls from him now, and that, in basic, they don't let you call too much, but once
Yeah.
in a while on a Sunday. And we've had some kind of, gut wrenching calls there. It's, basic is, it's not easy, and it's hard to hear your child go through that, but he's over the hump now, and we're excited to see him.
I've been following on Facebook, and as all my guests, I try to keep up with everybody.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, and see what you're going on. It's like, well, it's been I think April since your last episode, and I'm thinking, well,
I know
that's a little bit of a break.
it
But
is.
I understand. I totally do. I mean, there's so many of my friends, and so you probably know this too, in the podcasting world that have given it up. And for
Yeah.
one reason or other, and none of my business why they give it up. But uh, and I even thought about that myself this past year because I had so many
You've had a lot of things going on too,
so many
right?
things
You've
going on,
had a lot.
so many
Yeah.
deaths in the family. It was like bam, 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 bam.
I'm
And
so sorry. I'm
so
so
within this,
sorry.
I
Yeah.
mean, it hasn't been what 9 months, and I lost my probably one of my best friends and my brother-in-law,
Oh,
my wife's sister's husband. Unexpectedly. And then my aunt and uncle, who I bought my house off of,
yeah.
they died a day apart of each other.
Wow.
She died on one day, he died the very next day,
Okay.
and then my best friend who's in my book, Joseph in my book, his ex-wife passed away
Oh,
unexpectedly.
I'm
And then my
sorry.
dad just passed away like a couple weeks ago. So it's like you know,
Yeah. Enough of the death. Time to,
and I'm
move on to,
trying to play
yeah.
in the band and
Yeah, how's that going with your band?
oh
Are
great man.
you
Well yeah
good? Good, good.
we're called the Boomers. So
Oh
some old
gosh.
farts out there trying
I
to.
wish I had lived closer. I'd come see you.
Well,
Yeah.
we got a gig coming up here in a couple of weeks, so we're kind of excited about that because we haven't played for like 5 years, and we got the
Oh, fun.
you ever hear the thing? Let's get the band back together,
Yeah.
And some
Yeah.
and this lady that we at a winery, she's wanting to hire us, and she says, "So you guys aren't a bunch of young guys that's gonna bring this head banging gothic?" I said, "Well, I don't think so. Youngest guy in our band's like 65. I mean, so
Hey, that's cool. I think it's cool. Come on.
oh
You
wow,
still got it. You guys still got
you got
it.
to do it.
Come on.
You have to
Come
do what
on.
you love to do. You love
You
to
have
write. You
to.
love the. You can't just sit idle. That's how I feel anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Do
Right.
something. I mean,
Age is just a number. And I'm finding out as I get older, I'm doing a lot of the cool things that I wish I would have done when I was younger. But, I wish I would have found it. But guess what? I found it anyway. It's just, I think it happens when it's supposed to happen. Like being an author. I remember being a little girl. I love to write. I wrote more poetry then, but I've had people say, "Man, you got quite the imagination," and that all that stuff came so easily to me. The hard part was organizing it, having it make sense to others, sort of thing, and the nuance of the whole thing. Though we can get all into that. The supernatural, sixth sense. I've always been attuned to it and drawn to it, and excited about it.
you always going to have the naysayers, no matter what you do. I mean, whether it's
Yeah.
going to be a book you're writing or program you're trying to produce. I mean, you're always gonna have somebody there, and you know that
Yeah.
even on social media. It's
Right.
always going to be somebody there that's going to cause shit.
Oh, yeah.
And it doesn't matter. It's like they have to start trouble. Well, I didn't get. I just kind of offended, like to
Yeah.
where you're entitled to your opinion. You don't have to agree with my thinking. You don't. And just like my guest on the show, I have you on the show because like most of them are been abducted or they've seen an alien or seen a ghost.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm not saying it didn't happen because I know what I went through.
Right. When they get triggered like that, I mean, everyone, of course, is entitled to their opinion. That's fine. And you can disagree. But to be adamantly, no, you're false, or no, didn't happen to you. Like, don't tell me what I saw or what I experienced. That's not going to work out so well for you. And then the delivery too. I mean, it's it's almost like if they're that triggered by somebody's experience, then I don't know, maybe they've had one and they don't, maybe there's something that they can't, they don't want to confide in, or they don't want to, they just ignoring it. I don't know.
Yeah, I
But
mean, people make the comment like, maybe it was in your imagination, maybe it was something. I kind of sometimes I kind of agree with that. Sometimes you can overreact on a
yeah,
sound
for sure.
or what's going on or what you see. I understand it completely, but I say keep in mind, I'm
Mhm.
thinking of that as when I was 12 years old when I seen what I seen. I'm thinking of that. I'm not thinking.
Right.
I'm thinking, well, this could be a car light going down the road. It could be a pipe banging. I'm thinking that. So
Yeah.
I'm already ruling that out.
But you
So
should tell people, Al, you've written a wonderful book too. What is the name
thank
of
you.
your book? It's a fantastic book. If y'all haven't got it, you got to go get it.
The
It's
Spencer's Ghost, yeah.
yep, I loved it. I thought it was wonderful, and I loved the nostalgic kind of little pieces in it too, which
Oh
my book
yeah,
kind of has it too. I liked
it
that,
does. Because you go back to time. You're going back to
yeah,
what you can remember as a child or growing up
yeah,
on your resort on your first one. So I'm same as mine. I'm thinking about my true adventures as a child growing up, and like my wife said, uh, this doesn't happen to one or two of these instances in your book doesn't happen to that many people to have all that happen. I said,
right,
well, that's well, I says, keep in mind, I'm not one of these guys where a ghost has followed me my whole life. Where some people move in every house they moved into, they have a haunting experience.
right, right.
Like my cousin, you know, uh,
But he's
uh,
had that happen, like
mine,
wherever
my,
he goes.
or she, yeah, everywhere
Yeah.
she went, she's had, and she has it to this day, and
Oh,
it's
something's
traumatizing.
following her. Yeah.
Right, right, right. To me, mine was like a one and done. So
Yeah.
I have a experiences in this house I'm living in now where we smell things like cigarette smoke.
Okay.
My wife and I don't smoke, so
But
uh,
somebody you're close with that passed away, did they smoke a lot? And maybe they're,
the lady that lived that we bought this house off of, she was a four packer.
oh
So
boy. Oh my.
so every now and then,
You
it's not
must.
that you smell cigarette smoke. It's like somebody blowing it in your face.
Okay.
That's
Wow.
how prevalent it
Right.
is. And my wife says
Wow.
like, well, I think you've done one too many podcasts. Well, then
You know,
it didn't happen to her. So
right. Right.
then her name was Greta. So he says, okay, Greta, you can take it outside.
Yeah.
It'll stop. But as far as seeing something, no, not since 19. So we moved out of that house. Now I'm writing book two now.
Yeah. You're writing book two to that, which I want to know what's going on with the
I'll
guitar.
let you know
Yeah.
after the that again is I'm going back to what I know.
Hmm.
Book two is going to be more on. There's going to be some stuff I left out of book one that actually
Yeah.
happened, and also going into who moved into the house after we moved out. So
Oh, nice. And if they
their occurrences,
experienced,
and
okay. So okay. I
so
love that.
it's pretty interesting. I might
Yeah.
stop at book two. I'm not sure. Because
Gosh, when you're into it, writing, you're going to probably say, why in the heck am I doing this again? Because it is so, I don't know. For me, at least, it was very challenging. This third book that came out was very difficult. It took me years, and I've been writing it shouldn't have took so long, but I did have other things going on. But I think one of the things that it took so long is I had a lot of cool stuff, right? That was coming into play as I was writing the book, like, oh, I'm going to add this, I'm going to add this. And now to try to organize it all I knew it was going to be the last book of the series. I also wanted to make the book a standalone book. So if you didn't read the first two, you wouldn't necessarily have to. I mean, I would love it if people did, but that they could just pick it up and kind of, take off from there. I wanted the book to land well. I wanted it to be interesting, of course, so everyone will want to turn the page. And I feel like I've done that. And I'm excited for the reviews to come in. I'm just excited about it, period. Like I said, I spent a lot of time on it, and it comes from my heart. It's through the North Woods and romance, elements of paranormal. There's some character development in there, some really cool characters. And I wanted to ask you too. I think one of the funnest things is taking somebody that changing a few things, but having the nuance of it, of their personality and things, and have it kind of ring into your, echo into your book. And that's what I did. And yeah, I can tell you my favorite character. It was just, it's very fun. That's the fun part of
I think
writing.
I know who your favorite character is.
Yeah. Who?
It's
It keeps changing.
the one with the red
Cassie.
Cassie.
Yeah.
I'm thinking because you mentioned her a lot, but
Oh, yeah.
I like Brooke. I like Brooke.
Yeah.
And the Traveler.
Yes.
And I'm trying to think back now because it's been a while.
Yeah. No, I've got a couple different characters. That's another thing. I had so many that I had.
And the grandmother. I love the grandmother. I kind of like. I don't know. I had a connection with the grandma. Because I think that she left and basically passed away and after she moved, right?
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, I don't know how I was thinking back of my grandmother because she was such a big influence on my book, in my life.
Yeah.
And
that's so interesting that you say that because my grandmother, the one that passed away so many years ago from a tragic accident, but that's what kind of propelled A Gray Resort. And I feel like losing somebody at such a young age and such an important person in your life really sort of kind of rattles your inner core, right? And
yeah, right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that kind of is how A Gray Resort started. From the beginning when if people read it, you'll know. But I had such a close relationship. But yeah, it's interesting that you say that. She kind of propelled and started the whole thing. I hope she's looking down and kind of smiling because it's kind of an ode to her. I was so close to her. I was about 8, somewhere around there. But yeah. And
now getting back to your, the Gray Resort. I mean, that was. Yeah. I just love the book. I mean, from page 1 to the end. I'm serious. Yeah. I really did enjoy that book, and I let my sister read it, my friend read it. Aww. And so when I got the second one, the Awakening, I'm going to say it's hard to count. You know what I'm saying? It's hard to match.
I know.
The masterpiece. And I'm like this with all the books I read. It's like that first one is always like, bam.
Right.
But it took me a while. Now I really appreciate The Awakening after looking back on it and then reading. I read that one twice.
Wow. Okay.
Because I think maybe I'm missing something there.
Yeah.
And then it hit me that it, like you said, it is a book on its own. That you can.
It's a dense kind of book. There's a lot going on in it. And
I thought there was more characters. So I'm thinking that. Still, you have to read book 1 to know who these characters are. That got to book 2,
right?
But book 2 is a standalone. I mean, you could read all, like you said, all 3 maybe as a standalone. But I've always been the type where if I know there's a 5-book series, I have to read book 1 first.
Oh, for sure.
I hate reading book 3, then figure out who the heck was John so and so. Go back to book 1 to find out. Well, But I did really like that. I can't wait to The Choice. What's the Choice?
Yes, The Choice.
I got it on pre-order, so
fantastic.
I got the print, but now I'm starting to enjoy the ebook because I have a Kindle.
Nice.
So
did you get the ebook?
I didn't get the ebook. I get the print.
Okay. So I'm so excited for you to read it. It has taken so many different turns, and I'll have to say there's a couple characters that I'm not going to say now, but I mean I had to get rid of some.
Well, that's another thing I was going to get to. You get connected to these people, like Brooke, or and I'm reading another book I can't say right now, but it's because She asked me not to because she killed off a character, and I'm
Yeah.
thinking, and I'm a big fan of hers. Well, she
Yeah.
killed off. I was so upset, because
Uh-oh.
you get connected to these, like your book, you get
Yeah.
connected to these people, and
Yeah, they're like characters that are like talking to you in your head without sounding schizophrenic. But I mean, when I'm reading my book, or when I was writing it rather, I would have like the character, the traveler, for instance. When I wrote that character, he had a lot of the traits of one of my friends. And I'm like, oh my God. It was like, you're the traveler. And I didn't even realize. Yeah. And it was very cool. And then you start thinking about how you want the dialogue to go and what they would say and how they would act. And that's when it gets kind of cool. Because then as I was writing the book, these characters really were coming to life. Like Cassie, for instance, and Lyle.
yeah,
So they're based on a couple that they were very, it was just really interesting because Cassie was so extremely extravagant and loud with her persona. She was the kind of salt of the earth kind of person. You really loved her or you hated her. There was no middle ground with her.
yeah. When I was reading about Cassie, I'm thinking about my wife's cousin who was very loud, and when she
Yeah.
came in the room, that's here comes Donna.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, yeah.
so I'm
Yeah.
thinking I can relate to certain these characters, and
Oh,
and plus it has to mean a lot to you because you're going back to your roots
yeah.
at your resort where
Yeah.
that your family. I mean, that's their living, man. That's their. And it sounds to me like they put the red carpet out for
Oh,
because you want the
I
guests
tell you
coming
what.
back. You want the people coming back.
I
You
tell
know.
you what, I feel sorry I didn't want to interrupt, but when I went up with my family, well, my sister and my girls, I took my girls up to where I grew up in northern Wisconsin, right? It's about 9 hours for where I'm at now. So we make the trip every year, and every time we go there, I absolutely love it. It's a slower pace. It's just wonderful to go. And then I always take them to the resort. And this year, like last month, when we drove up there and saw the resort, it's beautiful, still beautiful. The trees, they look like something out of the Jurassic era. They're
Hmm.
huge, beautiful piece of property along the lake there. The cabins, most of the cabins have been redone, but there's just something. And, my sister said too, and my mom, they're like, something is missing. I don't know what it is. It's maybe the energy of the time. The place is still big, but it just seemed a little smaller. There's something that has left there. I don't know, and I don't know how else to explain it. I mean, we walked out on the dock, and I made some videos about this to promote the choice, and I think I'm going to put that on my website. But I'm like, this is where it all started, where Brooke was fishing, and it was
Hmm.
kind of cool. But when we were just walking around the grounds, we just kind of like, something is missing. It's not the same. And what's interesting too is when my parents had the resort, there was just so much more community. It's not the same anymore. So, like, we had 8 cabins, 8 different families would come and stay if the resort was full. And my parents, like I said before, would have these wonderful parties. They would get all the picnic tables together, they put them all together along the lake there. They'd ask everyone to bring a dish to pass, blah, blah, blah. And by the end of the night, everyone was laughing. And, my dad got the guitar and it was just a great time. Now, everything's, you have a key code to get into the cabin. Everybody is separate. There's no community.
You don't have that family vibe. It's more
Yeah. I mean,
professional.
I don't know. Yeah. It's just different. It's just
That's how
like,
your mom. How did your mom feel about that? Because that was her. She put that together with her husband. And
well, for sure. She's like, and I agree with this. The heyday of the resort is when my parents had it. I mean, I won't name the resort, but and it looks nice, but I think that it was in its heyday. They just, I don't know, the way my dad kept the grounds and just the general energy and spirit of the resort was when they had it was just wonderful. And I'm glad I captured it in the book so I can kind of have a legacy for my kids and they can read it.
yeah, Nilsville, right in the book. Yeah.
Neilsville in the book, but it's not. Yeah, the town is actually a different name.
So it's still a resort.
It is. It is
Eight
still a
eight cabins,
resort.
or they add anything to it.
So we had two cabins on the resort that didn't have any plumbing. It was kind of used more like for fishermen that would come up or hunters. So they tore those down. So there's like six cabins now. And my favorite one was always the one that was off to the side, cabin 5, and it had like 3 bedrooms. It was nice. It was kind of like a long kind of a ranch house. It was nice. That's my favorite cabin, and it's still there. The pool isn't there anymore, but my parents took out the pool a while back. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. And then they owned the woods across the street, and it was we had a lot of acreage there, and it went into this tree farm, and I get in about the tree, the spooky tree farm. But now it's got houses all along there,
Yeah.
it's kind of sad, but what can you do? I told my sister, I said, we did it wrong. We should have found a way to buy this property or something. And she's like, I know, but we were teenagers when my parents sold it. So it wouldn't, yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering how the feeling was, with your mom and your daughters probably thought it was pretty cool that you guys had your own resort.
They loved it. Yeah.
You know.
I didn't realize it like back then how good I had it, but now of course I do. Living on water is just totally, it's just different. Really interesting and fun. And we had boats. We'd always be boating or canoeing and just going off and, being gone all day and coming back, playing out in the woods all day long.
So to the listeners out there who don't really know about you or your books, in a nutshell, how did it go from book 1 to 3?
So I started with A Gray Resort. So when I first wrote the book, I thought it was just going to be one book. I didn't plan on making a series, but really it's A Gray Resort kind of captures an essence about the 70s and 80s. And a girl goes fishing one day, and what she sees kind of scares her. She's got a little bit of a sixth sense. Her intuition is really high, and she kind of notices that there's a little strange things happening. I wanted to write a book about that and capture that, and she sees something that changes her life forever. So, A Gray Resort, go and get it. It's available on Amazon and BookBaby and Barnes and Noble and other booksellers, I believe. But so I wanted to capture that. And after I finished that, I was going to be done because it just took so long. But then I got kind of a small following. I had some people say, hey, we love the book. I couldn't put it down. Please continue on with the book. So during COVID, I wrote book 2 called An Awakening. Now, An Awakening kind of gets more into like the history of why she might have these powers, what's going on with these people, kind of a little bit more in depth about why they're acting the way they are. Like Mavis and Margie, they're twins. They're they're in their 30s or whatever, and they are, one is kind of like a witch, and the other is, they're just opposite of each other. So it kind of gets more into that, but it was fun to write. It was hard to write, but I wrote that during COVID. So I've had people say about that one that, man, that's a spiritual book. Those characters are going through stuff. And I was going through some stuff with that. And I it went through into the book, and there's a lot going on in the book. Yeah, I'm proud of that one. But I wasn't ready to end the story. So the choice, oh goodness. There's so many interesting and fun things going on with it that I don't even know where to. So the choice is it kind of blends in the Northwoods. If you like Northwoods, romance, mystery, how one decision can just affect, your life and how it ripples through everybody else's life. And I kind of captured that sort of essence still of the 70s and 80s. So if you like Stephen King, a little bit of Daniel Steele, but not cheesy Daniel Steele, you'll like my book, The Choice. And it's in for a wild ride. So I'm very curious of what you're going to think about it. I'm excited about it.
I am too. I can't wait to get it. What's coming up for Wendy M. Koch?
Well, so I have a couple book signings. When I went over to Wisconsin, I was on the radio there, and I had a really great book signing there. I sold out of all my books, and it was really fun.
I've seen that. Congratulations.
Yeah, thanks. It was at a really cool coffee shop there. I just love it there. And That was always a good time. And I'm working on some book signings here. I have to finalize those, but I'm excited about that. I'm always excited about book signings. I love meeting the people. I love the energy and getting people to read my
I
books.
love the book cover. I mean, I have to say it's
Ah, yeah.
totally mind blowing. I love that color. Oh yeah, that is sweet.
Thank you.
Yeah.
They've captured it, Book Baby, every time. I just tell them exactly how I want the cover, the font, the colors. I give them a general description of what I would like, and they just hit it out of the park every time. Just
Yeah.
like with your cover too. I mean,
Oh yeah. I had, you have to, they say we can't judge a book by cover. I don't know. Uh,
yeah, I
I
mean, you
think in
have
a way
to.
you can, but
You
I do.
can.
I thought I just all three covers really are phenomenal. But
Thank
that
you.
last one was, I thought,
Yeah,
wow, you really did a good job on this. And is it going to be the final one or?
I think it is. Yeah, I do have another book in me, but it's going to be something completely different.
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. It's going to be a
Yeah.
standalone or another series.
So it's kind of there's another character in here that is very interesting, and it's going to be without divulging too much, it's going to be a separate book, but this person is so different that I got to do a book on her. So yeah. I got another book into me, but as far as like a Gray Resort series, whatever, this will be the last one, but it's
Spin off of Gray
a
Resort
little
or?
spin-off. Yeah. I think it will be
Mhm.
this next book coming up, but I'm not sure when. I mean, heck, I'm just promoting this one, so I'm
Yeah.
not sure when that'll come out, but it's not the end. I'm going to still keep writing.
Well, hopefully someday I'll get to meet you and then you can sign all three of my copies.
Oh, I would love
Yeah.
that. Yes, I would love that.
Yeah.
It'll happen one day.
Yeah. Yeah.
But this guy here, you see in the water.
hmm Is that the Traveler?
Nope. No, you'll
Oh,
begin.
you'll
You'll
go.
know
I'll
right when
know
you
now.
start.
Okay.
Yeah. He's a big part of why Neilsville is the way it is. So I'll do just a little. So there's a nun at a church, and this is right in the beginning of the book. She's noticing some strange things that's going on in Neilsville. So she's writing a letter to some of the elders at another church, trying to figure out, hey, there's birds crashing into the windows here. A couple of the people in town, their eyes are turning black or whatever. People are not the same. They're acting a little bit different. She's getting scared. So that's just how it starts. She's writing this letter like, I need some help kind of thing. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, where can they go pick your books up at?
So you can go on Amazon right now and just put in my name, Wendy Koch, K-O-K, and all my books will come up. The choice is on pre-order right now. I would love anybody to go and pre-order it. I'm so excited about this book. I have high hopes for it. I really think it would be a great movie or series. Just saying.
You never know.
You never know. You could also go on wendymkochauthor.net. All my books are available there, but Amazon, everyone knows Amazon too. Just type in the choice and my name, or just type my name, you'll be able to find me.
Well, Wendy, it's been.
It's always been so fun. It's always fun talking
I'm
with you,
sure you'll be
Al.
back on because we have so much
I
to
will.
talk about.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
I can't wait to get your podcast back up and running, and
Yeah.
because you do have a fantastic podcast, juicy pair of
Thank you.
people. Go out
Thank
and
you.
check. I'll put your links at the bottom of this episode to all three books and your podcast, and I wish you the best of luck. It's always a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you so much, Al. You as well. Have a good one.
Thank you, Wendy Koch. I'm going to put all of her links at the bottom of this episode. Please check out her books, A Gray Resort, An Awakening, and The Choice. I can tell you I've read 2 of them, and they're fantastic. The other one's on its way. On October 17th, on Facebook, at 10 a.m., I am going to do a live sit-down chat with Wendy M. Koch. Please mark your calendars for that. You can comment live with Wendy. That'll be a lot of fun. I'm your host, Al Cooley. I'll see you in 2 weeks with another great episode on Ghost in the Valley podcast.